Welcome back to the channel, you kooks. Today we're reviewing the SetPower PT45 45 liter dual zone 12 volt fridge freezer. So really cool unit, has a great price point, and I think it's very well made. I've been using it for a few weeks for some odds and ends, and we're just going to give it a quick review, test it out, go through some of the basics, and let you know if it's worth it. So let's get right into it. So this is the SetPower PT45 45 liter dual zone fridge. It actually retails for about $370, which is actually an incredible deal. When I first got into van life, buying a 12 volt fridge was a major expense. It was up in the 800s, thousands of dollars. We didn't have very many options. We had brands like Dometic who were charging thousands of dollars for stuff that we can now get for a fraction of the price. So if you've never heard of SetPower, when I first reviewed one of their fridges, I hadn't either. So I reviewed a fridge. I'll link it here. It was a dual zone fridge. It was pretty cool. Definitely a great buy, but I think this PT45, this PT series, definitely better, a little more robust, better built. It also just has a better dual zone setup. So we have this dual zone fridge, and either side can be set to either temperature. So this could be your freezer and this could be your fridge. It's very large capacity inside here. Even the lid is nice. Kind of even has this like grippy lid, which is kind of nice to put stuff on top of. The other one I had a plastic lid, and things would kind of slide around. So they've definitely gone in and changed some design. So just if you had something on top, it has this nice, the friction kind of holds it on there. So nice design on the lid. The handles, they're all right. They're not the most robust, strongest handles. I've been doing some cooking classes and moving this thing around a bunch, and I definitely noticed that the handles are a little bit kind of plasticky and seem like they could easily maybe fail. So definitely, if you're hauling this thing around, just noting that the handles are probably where they kind of cut the cost to make this such a great deal. But a lot of us here in the van world, we're not going to care about that. The handles can be removed anyways. So if you're just kind of using this in your car to slide in and out in your van, to slide in and out, or in your car or your truck, you can buy it also with additional. It comes with rails. So you can get the added rails on the with the SetPower cooler. It's all in the fridge. You're going to pay more, obviously. And I got mine with a power adapter. So I went ahead and got the extra power adapter. And I like having this because if I'm traveling and I go to a friend's house or I have a place to plug in, it's just nice to keep all my food cold, powering it in. Something like Burning Man, I would plug this into my generator. So having this and not just the 12 volt car socket down here is a nice option. It's not that much additional. So we'll just get into the features. So first off, super easy user interface. One thing I like, or one thing they didn't add, which I don't really care for anyways, is a lot of these fridges, they put in a Bluetooth module, which just seems kind of ridiculous. Like setting your fridge temp off of Bluetooth is just a pain in the ass when we can easily just go in and push a few buttons. So each side controls either compartment. So like I said, either or can be set to fridge or freezer. Very straightforward buttons, nice robust buttons, definitely quality here. It has max and eco mode. So not so much minimum, it's minimum and max. I would call it eco mode. That's what other fridges call it. So right now it's on max. We're getting it up to temperature, and we'll set it here. And then also it has battery protection, which is really nice. So if you're just setting this up in your car and running it off your cigarette lighter, or if you're using a dual battery setup, so what it does is it has a battery protection mode in there. So once your starter battery or your auxiliary battery gets to a certain voltage, it will essentially kick off the compressor motor. So that's a really nice feature. Most of these fridge freezers have it. I've noticed on this unit, it's almost the easiest one I've ever had to set up. You just hold down the set button and you can set low, medium, or high. And I'll show a screenshot of those parameters, but they're usually the same for all fridge freezers. So that is very easy, very straightforward, on off. So that's the interface. I love it. It's basic, it's easy, it's not overthought, no Bluetooth, none of that. The compressor is running right now. You can hear the compressor. It's very quiet. I'll pull my mic up to it here. So a nice quiet compressor, and we have it on max here, and I have it set, let's just set it to 0 freezer, and what's a realistic fridge temp? 34. Okay, so right now both of them are at mid 60s, coming down. Here on my Blue Eddy EB55, it's a great unit to use with this fridge if you're just considering camping. Also using it with a solar panel as well will help, or you can just charge it off your car battery. So 41 watts. I believe the max it says it will pull is 50. I have not yet reached 50, but I'm imagining if it's hot, maybe it'll get up there. I will put it in my car and test the temperature, because I did see online some people saying that the temperatures weren't realistic to the reading. So we're going to test that. I have a little temperature gauge in my van, and I'll throw it in here. So we'll test that. Great little DC fridge, though. I mean, for the price point, I don't honestly think I've seen anything this good. You can see on our channel we've reviewed quite a few of these refrigerators, and this one by far is definitely Kookz approved for the price point, and it's quality made. It comes with a warranty. Let's see where the warranty card is. It has a 3-year warranty on the compressor and 1 year for all other parts. So maybe if these handles seem a little chintzy and they bust, I guess you have a 1 year on all other parts. So that's cool. SetPower has a great warranty, 3 years. That's pretty incredible for 370 bucks. So you're looking at a Dometic. I'll just put a screenshot here how much a Dometic dual zone fridge costs compared to something like this. I think they're in the thousands. I don't think they're cheap. So we'll just go through. Like I said, really nice lid, very robust. The last one was kind of a little bit less. Nice seal around the edge, nice rubber seal. Right, the fridge portion, like I said, either side could be fridge or freezer. So pretty large portion here. Nice size. I mean, obviously they have other sizes, so they have a smaller and a larger size. So checking out SetPowers website, but this is the PT series, and I'm not going to get too much into detail here, but it's already getting pretty cold. I literally turned it on when I started the review, and we're already down in the 50s. And nice little handle latches. Sometimes these are also where companies kind of cheap out the lid and the latch, but this is a nice lid. So always latches shut, which is nice. Sometimes they don't, so you know you got that tight seal. So I think it's great. Like I said, definitely Kookz approved. Definitely something I'm going to hold on to. I've reviewed some Ice-Co's and some other refrigerators, but this thing is just much less expensive. I don't want to say cheap because it's really not cheap. It's actually pretty well built. So, I mean, I love it. Let's just make sure it stacks up. So we're going to take it, I'm going to put it in my car and get it down to temperature. I'm going to throw my temperature, my thermometer in here, and we're going to see what the temperature readout is. And then, so also let's just give it a test here. Let's see the difference between max and minimum. I think it maybe pulls around 30 watts on our minimum. So there we go. We're up at 54. I cranked the temperature down. So 54 watts is the highest I've seen it get. And now we're going to turn it on minimum, min power, I like to call eco. So it turns off for a second, and then it will fire back up. I don't know why it just turned off. Is that, maybe it just switches modes. We'll see if it does it again when we switch it back. So here we go, 27 watts. See if it gets any higher. And I'll take my mic off and put it next to the compressor here so you can hear it. So not very loud. Yeah, I think in the instructions it says it gets up to about 30 watts. So there you go. Minimum, you're definitely going to use less power. So it's nice to know that we have either mode. And then let's just turn it back on, see if it does that reset again. Alright, so I got it in my car, my Subaru Outback here, and I have a little bed platform built in here. If you like this setup, I'll put the link in the descriptions to the plan and the little Subaru tour, how it's all done. So you can check that out if you want to just kind of turn any ordinary car into a camper. And you see it goes all the way back. I got this platform going all the way to the front. So we're going to just put it in here. It's a pretty hot day, beginning of June in New Mexico. It can get pretty toasty. So I'm just going to shut the door and let it run for a bit, and then we'll come back. I put the temperature gauge inside, so we'll check both sides and see what it reads. So it's been about 45 minutes, and let's see where it's at. It says 36. You can't see it on here because the sun is blocking it, but we got it set to 36. And we're at 41, almost 42. So yeah, I do see a slight difference here, but definitely not a deal breaker. It is working hard. It's about 90 degrees out here. And I'll just throw it on the freezer side and see if it's different. So here's just reference temperature wise. It says it's 82 degrees outside. It's definitely pretty hot in the car. I'm not gonna stay in here too long. It's a sauna. So we're just gonna go check the temperature. It's been back there for a while. I'm assuming it's not gonna be at 0. We're just gonna go check it. But I just wanted to give you this test just because I saw a lot of comments online saying the temperature was about 10 degrees off or so. So let's go check where it's at now. You can't see this very well. It says 5. I noticed that I always have to kind of, I guess 5 would be the temperature. I haven't gotten it down to 0 yet. So it's claiming it's 5 degrees in there. And we'll see what our little thermometer says. So drum roll please. Dun, 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 dun. What are we at? We're at 13. Down to 12. So it's doing a pretty good job. I don't know how legit this little thing is. I've used this just to keep the temperature in my van for years. You can see it's kind of degrading a bit, but 12.8, the setting said 5, so it's just a few degrees off. Not a deal breaker, but definitely not accurate. And like I said, I don't know if we can trust this thermometer gauge, but it's very hot in the car. I'd say it's easily 90 plus degrees inside the car. So that's a wrap on the SetPower PT series. This is the 45 liter. They also make a 35 liter and a 55 liter dual zone 12 volt fridge freezer. Really great deal. So that's a wrap on the SetPower PT series. This is the 45 liter. They also make a 35 liter and a 55 liter dual zone 12 volt fridge freezer. Really great deal, $370. I already mentioned it, but definitely Kookz approved for the price. It's really incredible deal. So don't overlook SetPower. You saw that we kind of checked the temperature. It was a little off. It's a really hot day. I don't really ever expect these fridges to hold the temperature. They're inside of like a 95 degree environment. So it's gonna be hard for it to hold that temp. So I think it did really well. If we think we set it to 0 and it was showing 5, it was at 5 degrees and it read whatever it was, 12, we would still keep items frozen at 12 degrees. And then 41 degrees, if we just set it a little lower, we would get to our desired temp. So just knowing that maybe it doesn't do the best at the temperature display being the same, it is $370, so we can't expect it to perform as if it was a Dometic or something a little bit nicer, but I'm always impressed with SetPower. We do have a SetPower discount, so check out the link in the description. We'll get you that discount. Always just like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back. We're always kind of reviewing a whole bunch of stuff. I know we got more reviews coming down the pipeline, so we look forward to seeing you Kookz in the future, and we'll see you next time.